Hello, beautiful soul. If this message found you, then something important is finally shifting. Because what Spirit keeps repeating very clearly is that what you've been waiting for is here. So, take what resonates and leave the rest, because this is a collective reading. But something is on the way. However, there are specific actions for you to take to either bring it in sooner or to ensure that it comes in. After a lot of pain and despair, it seems, and confusion has been kind of wrapped around the choices in your life. So we have a good amount of cards here, and ultimately they're going to tell us exactly what needs to happen. So let's just go ahead and focus on where we're at now. So what you've been waiting for is here. There's no more illusion or lack of choice or lack of clarity. This means that you've already made some decisions, right? You've made decisions already that have brought something into your life. Not in the old way, not through force, not through panic, not through emotional exhaustion, but through alignment, okay? Through a specific alignment, through aligning with skills, through seeing the truth and being truly the truth in this King of Swords energy. Also, acting decisively, but not acting frivolously. So, acting in a way that conveys not only your stability and your understanding that you can create something, like, right, this is you holding a great creation of some balance, something that brought stability and security and balance into your life. And ultimately, it was through the quick wit or the logical approach to problems, or however you approached the realm of the mind, you thought it through. This is what that means. You felt worthy, you felt stable, you felt abundant, you felt like you had a creative spark in you, and then you used your higher wisdom, knowledge, and your mental state and ultimate consciousness to make a choice, right, that happened to bring you victory and success. Okay, so now that we know exactly where you are or where you're going, right? So if this isn't you yet, this will be if you're in this reading. So what you've been waiting for is here. Just know that. It's coming after some conflict, a lot of conflict in the way that others acted towards you, in the way that they approached you, mishandling energy, I'm hearing. But at the end of the day, what's coming in with this victory is alignment. Okay, it's through the alignment. So for so long, many of you have been carrying the weight of uncertainty, right? You've had a lot of this in your life. Okay, a lot of this in another aspect, right? Not only does this signify the fact that a decision has been made, and it was made through your mental clarity and authority, your wisdom and knowledge, and ultimately approaching problems in a different way and seeing things in a higher truth and a logical way. So that led to you planting the seed within yourself, right? Of worthiness, of abundance. This is also you building into your health, seeing your, being socially conscious as well is found here in the Page of Pentacles. But also, this is more you building into skills and stability that are going to lead to a higher truth and wisdom for you after some conflicts, right? There's some conflicts that have happened in your life, okay? And ultimately things change. So you learn from this, and ultimately it is time for victory. You've been wondering, when will things finally change, right? Knight of Wands shows that there may be someone entering your life soon, or this person could bring the breakthrough that equals this victory. So be looking out for someone who's vibrant, pretty quick-witted, but doesn't have to be, but is probably makes decisions quickly. This person also might be arrogant, okay, or overly confident, but also might take action before they think things fully through. So that is Knight of Wands energy. It's very fast moving, and sometimes it does and then thinks about the consequences after. So that's this type of energy. But you may need this energy to propel you forward. Since you are in King of Swords energy, you might need the Knight of Wands energy, this person. So this could be a coworker who's confident and cocky, or overly confident and vibrant, you know, coming into your workplace. This could also be that type of cousin or family member coming to visit. That could be any of that. But at the end of the day, you've been wondering, will life stop feeling so heavy? When will peace finally arrive? And so this is showing you that peace is arriving through a decision that you made. Much peace after a lot of conflict has surrounded your life. And Spirit is saying the season is changing now with that. So your current energy, the collective feels emotionally tired. Okay? Ace of Cups in reverse. But spiritually, you feel ready. Okay? The Star. So you feel restored in some type of way. I'm trying to cover her up because we don't want... I'm like, oh my goodness. No naked people. Okay? Compliance. I'm in compliance. I'm just joking. Alright, so... so... You are emotionally drained, right? Emotionally, you're just tired. People have kind of sucked the life out of you, and it's not just people, it's certain situations in your life and circumstances, and that's okay. But here we have the Star, which shows that you've gone through a deep transformation, restoration, or healing, or recalibration of the central nervous system, or you just got control of your mind. You might do RTF tapping, or whatever it's called. You could do any of that. You could be doing yoga, you could be doing whatever syncs the body, mind, and spirit, and ultimately gives you control over your life. Okay, so any of that is found in this energy as well. And so since you're feeling this, you're feeling the emotional drain, you're feeling like I'm not trying to give that much emotion and energy to things that aren't reciprocating, and or people, places, and things that aren't respecting my boundaries and actually giving me the respect and showing me that they value me and know my worth, right? So this shows a restoration in who you are and exactly where you're becoming the Star. Okay, so you already are the Star. Actually, what did we say? We said that this is your current energy. This is your current energy. So you're feeling emotionally drained, and you are the Star. Okay, let's be real clear about that. And at the end of the day, that means that you survived a season that required enormous strength. Enormous strength. Do you see? Look here. Look here. Here it comes. You survived a season that it took enormous strength. Why is the 9 of Swords coming up in reverse? Well, because you made it out of the season. This was a season of delays, a season of confusion, waiting, healing, releasing, outgrowing people, outgrowing patterns, outgrowing old versions of yourself, getting rid of the negative internal dialogue, fixing the way that you interact with your unconscious, your subconscious, and ultimately your superconscious mind, right? Because you had to figure out how to make it so that you weren't in bed crying at night, it being hard to sleep, making it hard for you to unwind, figuring out exactly how you were going to get through the next day, or embarking on a journey, right, with yourself to heal yourself and make this, which ultimately amounted to this, right? This is why we see this. This is why we see this, because you went through this season, which makes you feel like this, but you also transformed into that, the Star. So let's be real clear. You've been cracked open, and it's a good thing that's coming out here. Now let me see. What we can see is, and what you didn't see was, that while you were healing, something was quietly aligning behind the scenes, right? Because there was some unseen happiness or an opportunity or some hidden knowledge that you acquired recently. Okay, so there's something that you learned. And ultimately, now it is... this is telling you that you need to ensure you are allowing yourself to feel and be the true you, insightful, the one who can actually solve the problems, but also the one who trusts their emotions and their intuition, the one who feels good and knows that good things are going to happen to them. So this screams for you not to allow this kind of energy, this betrayal, this delay, this contrast, this negative pattern, or these toxic people, places, and situations to cause you to feel incompatible with your deeper wisdom and knowledge that's coming through. What connects you to this innocence in security, stability, and financial bliss, right? Control over the body, control over the mind, control over your reality is what is found in here, where you're learning this through a logical pursuit or some choice that you have made. And ultimately, it's after a lot of conflict led to you feeling like you were betrayed in life. I mean, these are huge conflict cards. And ultimately, now it's leaving you feeling not only like you're not receiving what's due to you, okay, with that Ace of Cups coming out, but also feeling emotionally depleted, feeling like you're inconsistent because you want that high vibration, you want to feel good, you know that it helps to feel good, and you know that that's the way that we create a better and happier, more fulfilling reality. But ultimately, all of this swords, five of swords, and four of and five of wands, excuse me, has led to a season that is closing or is already closed, right? And it's leading to your victory after this season of the Nine of Wands in reverse. So the Nine of Wands in reverse comes out to let me know that you've already been through it. You've already made the choice that got you through it. You're already standing in the power, right? The male or female energy, just because it says the King of Swords does not mean you have to be a man, but you may be an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. But at the end of the day, it is important to say that you are victorious here. This is the card of success and victory. But let's be clear what this is. The Chariot is a card of success and victory after you made some right choices, after you realigned yourself, after you stopped and paused for a minute, and you went through and made sure that things were right and good and aligned with you. You got rid of all of the toxic people and the things that didn't work in your life, and you stopped being down on yourself and got out of this Nine of Swords energy, and you released all of the situations that left you feeling betrayed and or like you had gossip and rumors going around about you, and there were conflicts or anything associated with the lack of your peace or things stealing your peace in any type of way. And so ultimately what that led to is you now being a little daunted, a little dismayed by the overall experience, which leads you to feel this way in these inverted cups energy, this inverted cup energy, where you're not feeling like you're getting the emotional bliss and the blessing that in this life, and you're not also carrying the vibration of someone who is attracting it in at this time. And so that is the guidance that's coming through, is you need to start practicing feeling good and being it to see it. So do you want a life that makes you feel good? Because you need to start, listen to me, this is the easiest way to raise your vibrational rate and get into a positive state if things aren't aligned and going the way that you want them to, okay? You just smile. I know it's one of the hardest things to do, especially if you are in some of this energy. Any of this energy makes you feel like you don't want to smile, or like you can't smile. Like, what the hell would I be smiling in that for? Look at that. Does that look like smiley weather? No, it doesn't. But at the end of the day, you control, this is what Spirit is saying. You control the narrative. You control this. This has no control over this. This is you. This is what you've been through. This has no control over this. Okay? And so you can always turn this right side up and you'll still be the star, right? And you'll still be victorious, but you'll be happy through it. Imagine that. Because you'll be happy through it. Okay, so what would that mean? This could also mean, and let me be very clear here, with the ace and the page coming up like this negated, It means that your emotional state or your vibration, the way that you're approaching life or things in a emotional way, or the way that you're not trusting your intuition, is effectively causing you to miss out on some emotionally fulfilling blessing or message that is trying to come into your life. You're blocking it. That's also what that means. I have to say, okay, thank you, spiritual team. And ultimately, this does mean that you'll be victorious. Hopefully you heed the message because you already know how to make the decision. Just trust your intuition, or the decision has already been made and you just need to start showing up in an emotional state. Stop being emotionally exhausted because you're about to be victorious, and stop worrying about these conflicts to come into your life because they are over and done with, which means that we are now, right, in a form of Nine of Swords negated energy, because you are no longer letting old narratives or old dialogues and internal narratives or negative internal dialogue control the way that you're thinking about yourself and how reality is going to unfold for you. So that's a beautiful message coming through, you guys. It's also what you didn't see. And while you're healing, I want you to know something is quietly forming, okay? So, the energy feels different. It does. Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck to let you know that we are in the time of truth. Big truth energy here. I love it. All right, so let's see what this blessing is. Woo! Oh. So we're going to take 3. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you. We got some blessings here. All right. So this shows me that once you do what we are talking about here, right? Once you get control over your vibration, which is your feelings, your emotions, or the way that you're feeling about reality, and embrace the fact that you are this star in transformation, ultimately, right now, what we can see is there is, after all of this time of hardship and conflict, right? And you getting rid of the negative internal dialogue, which is helping you to bring a new blessing into your life. So this means that this is now a tangible reading for material things to come into your life. And let me show you this as well. This comes out to let me know that this is the end of your financial problems or worries, whatever it may be. Something is coming to your life, a seed of stability and security that's going to grow abundantly into either a legacy wealth. This is legacy wealth. This is just excess wealth. This is you not having to care about how much you're spending when you go to the store. This is you buying whatever you want. This is also you releasing, okay? They're telling you that you're going to have to release the tasking of the fund, the keeping track of every resource, and ultimately not being greedy is what's coming through here. Because if you can look on this card, the Four of Pentacles, you see this city or this town in the backdrop, and then you see how he's got a foot on a pentacle, another foot on a pentacle, this one wrapped in his arms, that one on top of his head, so he knows if anything comes and grabs it. And that is the energy that it's saying don't give that energy to this. This is, you don't have to worry about this, okay? This is guarding you against being greedy and letting that greediness or that material focus, right? The focus on your finances, focus on the material world, just superficial focus. Don't let that alienate you from your community, is what that's saying. See that big community back there? And they're so far away from it. And there's just nothing near them except they've got all these things wrapped up around them, right? All these pinnacles that came from this seed pinnacle or this abundant seed or new beginning of some sort on a financial status or successful status. This is something physical and tangible coming into your life, okay? This can be a windfall that you turn into an investment and it turns into something way bigger or legacy energy. And this is guarding you from being very greedy or letting that alienate you from your environment and those whom you care about. Ultimately, you will also find recognition. That is another one that came out. Look at this. So you're also going to find the Six of Wands energy. So you're going to be noticed. You might be invited to events, seminars, conferences, or anything that can bring all of this into your life. And ultimately, this is a beautiful reading. And, I was going to go further into depth, but I think let's leave it there. I don't want to over exaggerate what we've seen here. This is an amazing reading. So just know that this is your life, okay? So this is literally, let me tell you what this energy is, because I love this energy. This energy is like a tale of horrors. This energy is like a fairy tale. And so you're going from a tale of horrors like that to a fairy tale. What a beautiful, beautiful message for this collective. Remember self-sovereignty and remember also generosity as you ascend into this new life that Spirit has created for you. What a beautiful message. I hope that resonates with whomever it is for. I love you all, each and one of you, unconditionally. So let's talk a little bit more about what I keep hearing. I keep hearing the answer is becoming tangible, okay? For some of you, this is clarity, a new opportunity, a breakthrough, a message, a final shift, a healthier relationship, a restored sense of purpose, or simply peace returning to your nervous system, whatever the case may be, all right? And that last one is important because many of you were so accustomed to surviving that peace, almost felt unfamiliar. But Spirit says you were never meant to stay in survival mode forever. Beautiful soul, what is arriving now is not only a blessing, it is restoration with this star energy. Restoration of hope, energy, self-trust, clarity, creativity, joy, emotional freedom, and your finances. Yes, your finances. And the old season taught you endurance. The new season teaches you reception. So be ready to receive all of these things. In other words, and be giving. Don't be greedy while you're receiving, okay? So the new season teaches you reception, and some of you are about to realize the delay was never punishment. The delay was preparation, okay? So don't sabotage the blessing because you became emotionally detached, and don't sabotage the blessing because you are emotionally attached to struggle, all right? You no longer need to expect chaos around every corner. You no longer need to carry survival energy into your next chapter. This is the moment to receive, trust, prepare, and allow yourself to believe that life can become softer now, okay? My final message, beautiful, 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 beloved soul, is this, my radiant one. This message found you today. Let this be your confirmation. Please let this be your confirmation. The waiting season is ending. What was delayed is beginning to move. And what felt blocked, okay, is beginning to open. And what felt uncertain is beginning to clarify. And what you've been waiting for is finally arriving in divine timing. If this message resonated or found you, you may comment, I'm ready to receive, to lock it in manifestation. Obviously, we believe in intentions. And so at the end of the day, writing it down in the comments locks it into your timeline and locks you into the highest timeline and the alignment that it takes and being aligned with this reading. So as always, I love you and I honor you and I will see you in my next reading.